asked me.
Oh, Lord. Hold on. Where are you? All right. I think I'm back. Am I back? We are back. Thank you, ASO. Yay! Hi, Smee. Well, ASO says we're back.
Well, I believe him.
Yay,
Pam says.
Ah, it's me. Hi, Smee.
Hi, I wouldn't be here on time if Dolly hadn't parkoured off of my chest.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, she did wake me up.
Now I'm gonna die of coughing.
No
Dying.
No
I know, that's what everybody says, but seriously, y'all, I ate ice cream last night is what this is about. Like, I ate ice cream last night because there were tiny bunny shaped peanut butter cups on top of the little ready-made sundae, and unfortunately Derry and I do not agree, and I have been completely dying of like phlegm poisoning ever since. But anyway, we're back. Everyone can hear me. It looks like I have audio, and thank you, Ace, for saying totally and not saying totally, because Heather already got fired for that once today.
I did, but I only said totally. I'm
You did
wearing
not.
a mask.
You did not enunciate the T.
It's because I live in Texas. Come on. I don't live in Britain.
Whatever, she's trying to play it off, but I know what she meant. Okay, so we're going to continue on with where we were when, which, by the way, the internet, oh, fuck. Well, Corvus is here, and hi, Corvus, and now the stream is going to degenerate really fast, but, no, you're not going home.
No?
I will trip your ass on your way out the door and drag you back to your seat. You know,
That's going to be difficult.
I'm strong. I'm strong and scrappy. You are not getting out this door. Okay, let's continue on with the project. So, when last we left our heroes, when their internet decided to blip on and off, we were doing a basic wire wrapped loop. So, this is where we were. So anybody who's just been holding their pliers since I last did this, I'm real sorry. I'm going to blame Spectrum for that, because literally the internet did blip on and off. So I will do this front to back again for those of you who are like, where the actual heck are we in this project? But I'm going to finish this one first. So what I've done is I've started my loop, I've bent it over my pliers, and I'm going to rotate my pliers out of the way, and I'm going to push my short wire underneath my pliers. That's going to make this shape, which we on the Beading Dream stream call our lady with a scarf. Okay, so it's basically a loop that is centered over my long wire with the other wire crossing. Now I'm going to switch to my chain nose pliers. Those are my flat ones. I'm going to hold across my loop like so, and I'm going to wrap. So I'm going to start at the base of my loop, and I'm going to give myself about 3 wraps. 1. Heather's flipping notebook pages and making noises.
I found it.
What'd you found?
Bumblebee adjustment.
Ah. Alright, so 3 wraps, and then I'm going to trim off my extra wire. That's the short wire that I trimmed, not the long wire, and then I have a pointy stabby, so I'm going to tuck that in. Smee, you can pull up a chair or do whatever you want.
I'll probably watch it in here if that's okay.
Yeah. Or take a nap, or, you know.
That too.
There are no cats here to parkour off your chest.
But I might later.
Okay, Amy, so you better do some exercises or something if Heather's gonna parkour off your chest.
Oh gosh, I didn't hear that part. Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
wouldn't
now,
really.
alright, so now I have my loop. Now I'm gonna do my first crystal wrap. So that means I'm gonna grab my crystal, And this is one of my undrilled quartz points. I'm going to take my ASO said film it, please. All right, I'm going to take my loop. I'm going to position it at the top of my crystal point, and I'm going to take my long wire and I'm going to just wrap around and around and around my crystal point, just like so. So what did I do? 2, 4, 6 times around. Now I need to anchor it onto this loop. So I'm going to wrap it. I'm just going to catch it around that loop. So I'm going to catch it. You are Corvus. It's true. You're on time for the wrapping and the toad jokes. So I'm just going to wrap around that wrap that I've already done. So what I've done now is I've wrapped around my crystal and I've anchored on the top. Now I need to make a loop at the bottom. So I'm going to go down to the bottom of my crystal and I'm going to do another basic wire wrap loop, which means I'm going to need... It's always ASO. It's not always ASO, Corvus. Didn't try and pass the buck. Nobody on this stream believes you.
Also,
no one
believes a cat has a halo.
Also, no one believes the cat has a halo. Heather is not wrong. If you're accumulating drinks for the next stream, that's a drink. So now we're going to make another basic wire wrap loop on the bottom of our crystal. That means round nose pliers again. And it's going to be a little wonky, so just kind of guesstimate where it's going to sit at the bottom of your crystal, and we're again going to take our round nose pliers. We're going to grab so that our pliers are grabbing that wire pretty close to our crystal. We're going to push our wire away, and then we're going to rotate our pliers, and then we're going to go back up over the top. Oh, now I've just offended everybody. Rotate and underneath. Alright, so now we have our lady with a scarf again. She's a little wonky, but she is there. Now we're going to switch to our chain nose pliers. Alright, everyone's innocent except for me. Does that mean I'm fired? Does anyone want to fire me? Because I could totally go home and put on my PJs. Not gonna lie. We flounce at midnight. Heather!
Well, I mean, you should be done by then.
And also, ASO, like, that's an impressively sized halo. I'm just gonna say it. Like, that's some...
Are you jumping through it, or...?
Alright, so we're gonna wrap. 3 wraps. 1, 2, 3. And then Molly has already anticipated the next part of this process, which is we're gonna...
Throwing it on the ground? Oh, no.
Apparently everybody's throwing it on the ground. Goodness. Everyone okay?
Well, yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
Was it gravity?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't me either. I mean, it's very rare that I can say it wasn't my fault, but I really didn't touch anything. I didn't kick anything.
Nothing broke.
Well, that's good. Okay, so now that I have my second wire wrap loop, which at this point is kind of disconnected from my crystal, I'm just going to wrap one more time around my crystal, and then I'm going to wrap around the neck of that wire wrap loop once or twice. And now what I have is a sturdy construction around my crystal. So I'm going to trim my extra wire off and tuck in my pokey, pointy, stabby end. Smoosh. So there we go. We have one wire wrap crystal. Yay! Awesome. So you can cut that off and then there you go. Uno crystal. Yay! Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing that I just did with all 3 of my horizontal crystals, because then I'm going to use my other crystals, my drilled crystals, to attach them. And when I was doing supplies, I don't know that I actually said that you need 3 drilled crystals. Maybe I did. I know I did. Sorry, y'all. It's Wednesday, which on the Beading Dream stream is equivalent to Monday, which means you get Monday Brain Allison. And I've already fired Heather at least twice today, so I don't think she's inclined to help me at this particular moment. She's sitting over there going, I did feed her though. So I feel like I get points for feeding her. Gave you ravioli.
Yes, I'm good.
Alright, so here we go with 2 more crystal wraps. So we're starting with a basic wire wrap loop. So again, a couple 3 inches from the end of our wire and close to the bottom of our round nose pliers. So what we're doing right now, just to be perfectly clear, is we're creating 3 of these that are completely separate and independent. Okay, they don't need to be attached to anything. So that's away. Rotate, back up over the top, rotate, and underneath. That's my lady with the scarf. Alright, hold across that loop and wrap. 2 to 3 wraps is sufficient. And then trim your end and press it down. Like so. Now you're going to grab your second crystal. Hold that wrap on there and then wrap around your crystal 4, 5, 6 times. 2, 3. I'm going to go with 4 on this one, and then anchor around that base wire wrap on your wire wrap loop. Now we're going to wrap around our crystal one more time to get to the bottom. Let's get to the bottom of this crystal, and we're going to do another basic wire wrap loop. So that's going to be, again, away, rotate, back up over the top, rotate, underneath. And at this point, again, you're going to have a lady with a scarf that's just kind of like hanging out there. It's not going to be, you know, connected really to your crystal at this point, and you're going to be like, what the actual heck is going on? I promise it'll all be okay. Eventually, no one is going to die. Which, by the way, I 100% yelled at my mother in the car yesterday. I'm not proud of this, but the car, 3 cars in front of us started braking, and there's the clutching of the door and the and the smashing of the imaginary brake, and I, at that point, we'd been driving around all day. I was like, at that point, I just had it, and literally, I was like, oh my God, no one is going to die. Again, not proud of that moment, but it did happen. Does anyone, like, have any hints about driving with anxious parental figures in vehicles in cities where traffic is a thing?
I handled my mom, but yours is a different level.
Seriously. Or alternatively, does anybody out there know how to aerosolize Xanax? So I can just spritz her ass in the face before she gets in the car. I mean, chloroform.
Hey!
Pam is actually the voice of wisdom here. Which is, don't do it. Oh. That was actually a breath of, like, reality check that I needed, Pam. Thank you.
Why don't you just both take Uber everywhere?
Oh, right? Okay, so now we're going to wrap this closed. So I'm just going to hold across that loop and I'm going to wrap. But Amy, like, you hang on for dear life, that's fine, but like...
I don't make noises.
Thank you. And do you, like... Do you hang on for dear life but then still force them to drive you everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay, well...
I do that. No, not
You would never. You would never do that.
ASO supports aerosolized Xanax. All right, so I made the second loop. I think it would be an amazing thing. I just, have zero science cred. So anybody out there on the interwebs who may be lurking on the stream, if you know how to aerosolize Xanax, we're going to mark it for you. So I'm going to take that loop. I'm going to wrap around my crystal once, and then I'm going to anchor around the little neck of my wire wrap. Now, you may at this point have noticed that this is a very organic looking project, and that's just kind of the way it is. Now, you can absolutely, be a little bit more precise on this, but if it's going to be a sun catcher or a rain chain or whatever, like, I love the organic look. Now, this is a thing that occasionally, when you're wrapping stones, and by occasionally I mean all the damn time, when you're wrapping stones, you need to fix, which is, I've got this one wrap and it's really too loose. Okay, it's just moving. So the solution to this is what's called a Z bend. So I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, I'm going to grab that wire, and I'm just going to rotate it like so. That's called a Z bend, and notice now that has tightened everything up on my crystals. So that's a really great tool to have in your toolbox for tightening wraps that are too loose on crystals. Okay, so then trim all your extra wires, tuck in your pointy stabbies, and that's number 2. Well, Sophia, what kind of hair roller sets do you have? I personally am a fan of the velvet rollers. Also, anything with the like clampy clips versus the stupid little U-shaped clips, because I have fine hair. You may not have fine hair, but for those of us who have fine hair, the stupid little U-shaped clips on the hair hot rollers are like, it's like, that's not gonna hold anything. You need the like clampy ones. So that's my that's my opinion on that. Also, wait, Amy, who are you medicating with hydroxyzine? My mom?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so can you get me some hydroxyzine?
I have it.
Okay, awesome. Amy may have just saved my life. Possibly my mom's life, just saying. Alright, we're going to do this Una Moss for the last crystal. Also, I'm about to say my recommendation for Sophia, I say keep the clamshells and hot sticks and chunk the traditional velvet, but that's speaking from a fine hair perspective. Okay, I'm also going to say I've recommended not enough wire for this project. You're going to need a solid 2 more feet to finish this, just saying. Alright, one more basic wire wrap loop. So we're going to go away, rotate, back up over the top, rotate underneath. Amy, so is the hydroxyzine something I can like put in her Diet Coke?
Sure.
Cool.
Little bitty.
I like Amy. She's awesome. Alright, hold across the loop and wrap 1.5 to 3 times. Amy is my friend. I would love for Amy to drive me everywhere, but like, here's the thing. Alright, here's the thing, y'all. I'm going to wrap the 3rd crystal just like I wrapped the other 2, and I'm going to go on a bit of a rant. So I was talking to my therapist about this morning, and so narcissistic personalities have difficulty trusting other people. And one of the things that my mother likes to tell me is, well, when I'm driving with my friend Linda, who is, let it be noted, her only other friend in Dallas, I don't get this nervous. And so then I'm thinking, well, Linda's older than me, and older people, just if we're gonna, lean into the trope, tend to be more cautious drivers, but she's still dealing with the same freeways, the same traffic, the same other batshit Dallas drivers is like, is Linda that much of a better driver than me, or is it just that my mother can't trust me? Can't bring herself to trust me enough to just let go? Because seriously, when I was overseas in a country that shall remain unnamed, that where they drive like they are absolutely insane, you know, I was able to just let go and be like, you know what? I'm going to look at the scenery. I'm going to play on my phone. I'm going to talk to the other people in this vehicle. I'm just going to ignore. And that's the thing that my mother seems not to be able to do, is just let go and trust that we're not going to die. And honestly, there's really no way her antics are going to keep us from dying if that's, you know, where my driving is honestly taking us. But like, you know, she just can't let it go. Oh, seriously, Ace, like, welcome to everything that my therapist and I have been talking about for the past 18 months. But, and yes, that was part of this morning's session as well. But, yeah. But it's also, I was told this needs to be my mantra. I realize that Scott's probably not on because it's not a sales stream, but Scott's wife Maggie has the most amazing mantra, which is, it's a them problem, not a you problem. Corvus, you just got credit for, like, you can make all of the Toad jokes you want for the rest of this stream ever. That was priceless. Absolutely priceless.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sorry, I just need to take a moment and absorb the amazingness of Corvus's comment, and then we're going to finish this project. We need more wire. So I'm going to cut 2 more feet of my 20 gauge wire for myself and for Molly, because she probably used up...
thought IKEA, but really...
Yes, Mom, we're going to IKEA. Yeah, but the thing is, that doesn't work because psychotherapy only works if the therapized person is, you know, a willing participant.
Therapized.
Like, what's the proper term?
I don't know, that sounds
The
good to me.
patient. Yeah, I mean, therapy only works if the patient is, you know, a willing participant. Like, if the patient isn't a willing participant, then, you know, it don't work. The therapist can talk and talk and talk, and it just doesn't do anything. But seriously, Corvus wins at the moment. Oh, except for Loris and Corpus. Yeah. And Pam, that is definitely my problem as well. And yeah, Ace, that once, God, y'all are like channeling my therapy session this morning. That's creepy. Y'all stop being creepy. Let's finish this project. Okay, so now we're gonna use our, also, you know, hey, I use this, I'm pretty open on this stream about a lot of mental health things and, you know, family issues, so thank you all so much for being so supportive, and I cannot tell you all how much I appreciate each and every one of you, especially when you're just listening to me whinging about my mother and her ridiculous behavior. So Corvus Corvus is awesome in so many ways. ASO is not wrong. Cheers. Let's finish this project and then we can get to the shenanigans stream. Alright, so now I'm going to use my center drilled crystal beads to attach my, actually, what I really feel like Corvus needs as a react, if anyone's able to create this, is a toad with a halo. Just saying. So now I'm going to use my center drilled crystals to connect the undrilled crystals that I've wrapped. So once again, we're back to the basic wire wrap loop. Is anyone surprised that there's a basic wire wrap loop times like 50 on the Beading Dream stream? I really hope not, because you obviously haven't been paying attention. Round nose pliers, and we're back to our 20 or 18 gauge wire. So we're going to go away, rotate, back up over the top, rotate, underneath. Now, this is your lady with the scarf. Stop doing things right now. Take your lady with the scarf, grab one of your crystals that you have wrapped, and you're going to attach it to your lady with the scarf, meaning you're going to take your scarf and we're going to put that in the loop and link those two together like so. All right. Bye, Lori. Good luck with the cat stuff, and we'll see you later. All right, then we're going to hold across that loop, and we're going to wrap about 3 times around. 1 and 2 and 3. Ta-da. And yes, I did an absolutely crappy job of making those close, so we can fix that with our chain nose pliers by just putting one jaw in the loop, one jaw underneath, and squeezing, and then we're going to trim off our extra wire. We need multiple, actually Heather's saying we need multiple toad emotes, actually.
Multiple emotes in general.
How many times did I say actually in that? But yeah, no, we haven't the foggiest idea how to make any emotes, so we definitely need toad emotes and other emotes, and would be willing to pay in beads for such services. But we definitely need several. I feel like now we need several toad emotes. So I was talking to my father on the phone on Monday night, and he was like, I just want you to know I wasn't ganging up on you with the toad or with the, what did he say? It was something like amphibian annihilation. That's what he said. He's like, I wasn't ganging up on you. It just seemed appropriate. And I'm like, no, that's ganging up on me, Dad. Which is kind of how this stream works. But like, you know. But the point is, apparently this toad thing has legs. No pun intended. So we definitely could use some toad emotes. Just saying. Yay! We own Corvus's soul. That means we get toad emotes. So yes, we need angry toad, happy toad, angelic toad, surprise toad. Any other toads?
Flat toad.
Flat.
Yeah.
You're fired.
I know, but I was fired earlier for nothing. I might
You're
as well
fired.
do something.
Amy, you're also
I
fired.
didn't do it.
Molly
You
is
agreed.
Not fired.
I just concurred.
See, Corvus agrees.
Alright, well, since Corvus has, like, you know, unlimited grace for at least the remainder of tonight, fine. Flat toad. But you have to design it, Corvus, so it's all on you. Y'all are the worst. I hate each and every one of you, and also love you with all my heart. So, I have my crystal. These crystals have pretty large holes, so it's kind of eating my wire wrap, which is fine. I'm going to do another basic wire wrap on the second side, but I'm going to stop at the lady with the scarf. Okay? So now we're at the point. Stop at the lady with the scarf and link on your other crystal. That actually, okay, so Ace's comment of a toad with 2 X's for eyes reminds me of my uncle. My dad's, so I'm doing a basic wire wrap loop right now. My dad's younger brother, who passed, it's probably 4 years ago, from cancer. And my Uncle Steve was an interesting human. He had some big trauma in his past. Okay, so this is my lady with the scarf. Now I'm gonna link that onto a crystal. He had some big trauma in his past, which definitely left him with some emotional scars and some difficulties dealing with humans. And he came across as very gruff and very antisocial, you know. And then he would give the most thoughtful gifts sometimes, and then it was a great joke that he hated cats. And he was living with my father for a while, and my dad had cats, and my uncle knew I loved cats, and I, you know, I'm pretty sure that this man would never actually have. Okay, so now I've got these 3 pieces linked together. I'm going to do the same thing with this to link this crystal to this other crystal using this crystal. But I'm pretty sure my uncle would have never hurt a living animal, ever. But it was a great joke in the household that he hated cats, and so he gave me one year for my birthday this beanie toy called Splat the Cat, and it was a little beanie recreation of essentially a cartoon of a cat that had been run over by a car. So it's this like beanie toy, and it's completely flattened in the middle, so it's got beans on the head side and then beans on the butt side and nothing in the middle. It's completely flat. It's got X's for eyes. It's got this tiny like, but it was like the most adorable, charming thing, and I feel like that's for me always going to be kind of the embodiment of my uncle, is like the Splat the Cat of like I have this armor of being this angsty person, but I'm gonna give you this charming present, but it's still gonna be a little bit angsty. Also, Corvus says we totally have a deal, so we're gonna have some toad reacts coming our way. Corvus, you can whisper Heather about that, because I am absolute crap. I am a flat toad at checking our whispers. Alright, so I've got my round nose, my lady with the scarf that I made with my round nose pliers, and we're going to link it onto this crystal, and then wrap it closed. 1.5 to 2 times is sufficient, 3 times if you want to be extra, whatever, if you just want to be extra. Trim. And press. And then we have one of our drilled crystals. Corvus can have my cell too. Like, I'm just so bad at checking whispers, and apparently Facebook isn't giving me notifications at the moment for business DMs, which sucks. All right.
Well, it gave me some. Apparently only one of us gets them at any given time.
But no, that's not okay. Both of us should get them.
I agree with you, but...
All right, and so now I've got my drilled rock on there, and I'm going to do my other basic wire wrap loop. Again, stop when you get to your lady with the scarf. Lady with the scarf is there. Now I'm going to take my last crystal and wrap it on there. So just up the wire and into the loop. Hold across the loop and wrap. So the basic wire wrap loops are really great for this project because the crystals are heavy. Also, if this is going to be an outside project, this is definitely a good candidate for your wire wrapping because they're nice and sturdy. Corvus just gave you a thumbs up. Okay, so now we're going to attach the pretty amethyst to the bottom of our sun catcher. So I've attached. I'll switch to hand cam in a second. Alright, so I've attached all of my crystals that I've wrapped, all of my horizontal crystals. I've got that one, and then the second one, the third one. So now all I have to do is do the bottom and attach it to my cool amethyst pendant, and then we're going to make the hook. So, uno mas, well actually 2 mas, with the basic wire wrap loops. Is it dos mas, Corvus, or is it something else? Dos mas sounds weird. Also, not a Spanish. What, babe? What, Amy? Huh?
Tambien.
Tambien? Dos tambien? Okay.
Are you saying also?
I'm saying, I want to say 2 more.
Yes.
Dos mas.
Dos mas. Okay. Alright. Cool. Thank you, Corvus. So, dos mas, basic wire wraps. Away, rotate, back up over the top, rotate, under, lady with a scarf, and link to the bottom of your sun catcher. Ta-da! Yeah, so any of my, I mean, I feel like of all of my people out there, the only person on this stream who may have actually gotten a benefit of taking French in high school was maybe Lori, because yeah, I took French in high school and that was a terrible decision. Like, I definitely 150% should have taken Spanish, and yet I then again took French in college.
I didn't think I was gonna move to Texas. I stand by my decision.
Sorry, drop my flyers. Well, but even in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, French is not okay. Heather, where did you think French was going to be a useful language?
Well, it was useful when I went to France.
Okay.
I've been to France more times than I've been to Mexico, and I live next to Mexico.
Wow, I just got shut down.
I live next to Mexico.
I'm putting on a crystal now and doing another basic wire wrap.
Besides, I can order food and cuss in Spanish. Those are the important things, right?
That's all you need.
I mean, I can say estoy aquí por la cerveza, even though I don't actually drink beer.
She can order beer from me.
And I also had a college boyfriend who taught me besa me alce, which he said means fuck my moose, but I've never actually corroborated this. So I may have just offended any Spanish-speaking portion of our clientele on the stream. But he also was a white boy from Tennessee, so he may not have had an actual clue what he was saying, and he may have just been trying to be cool. Alright, this is the last basic wire wrap loop. We're going to go away, rotate, back up over the top, and I'm going to hit myself in the face, rotate, underneath. That's our, okay, this lady with the scarf has had some cerveza. So we're going to fix her a bit. Well, what did I just say, Corvus? I just said what my what my white male college boyfriend from Tennessee told me was a cool phrase in Spanish. And have for most of my life been pretty sure that he was speaking nonsense, and you've mostly concerned that. So the phrase in question is kiss my moose. So besa, which sounds similar to beso, so I feel like that is moderately appropriate may alce. Bésame alce is what he said means kiss my moose. Again, I have for many years been pretty sure that he was full of shit. Estoy aquí por la cerveza, that, like, I'm pretty sure that's solid Spanish. Or Spanglish, or, you know, beginner Spanish. Like, I'm here for the beer. For me, it would be more like estoy aquí por la tequila. Yeah, that's another question. Are there moose in Spanish-speaking countries? Let's don't even go there. Let's finish the project. All right, I'm attaching my pendant. So I'm just gonna bring that up into my loop, like so. Ta-da! And then I'm gonna wrap that closed. Oh, aren't y'all glad that you decided to spend your evening with the Beading Dreams stream and our ridiculosity?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my college boyfriend, and he there were lots of things there. He was also a Mormon, but I'm not going to go into that on the stream. Trim and pressure ended. Because I have nothing against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and most Mormons are fantastically wonderful people. But having dated many of them, there is also some stuff there. Alright, last thing we are going to do is we're going to grab our 14 gauge wire, and I'm going to cut just a small piece, about 4 inches of that, to make my hook. So, where we are, the Mormons found me, seriously. We can talk about that on the next stream, but it was like I had a sign for a I said nothing aggressive or with meaning. That's funny. So basically, talking nonsense. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Was that the kiss? So, Corvus, was that kiss my moose, or was that I'm here for the beer? But no, seriously, the Mormons found me. It was for a period of my life. Like I had a neon sign. We can talk about that. No, they are not my type, Sophia. Stop it. But apparently I am their type. Kiss my moose. Okay, so I am, just to be sure, next time I go to Mexico, I'm good on I'm here for the beer or I'm here for the tequila. Because those are the ones that are actually more important to me. Alright, so this is what we have. We have, in addition to discussing Spanish grammar, Mises and beer and Mormons, now we just need to hang this baby. So we're going to take our 14 gauge. You could also use 16 gauge for this. I'm going to cut myself about a 4-inch piece of this. Probably get away with 3, frankly. We're going to turn this into a hook. This is pretty easy. I'm going to take our round nose pliers at the bottom here, grab, and we're going to make a loop. Now I'm going to find a dowel, marker, ring stick, something that is, woo! I'm good on, Corvus says I'm good on the beer and tequila. Really, that's all I need to know when I go to Mexico. I really don't need to tell anybody to kiss my moose, so. It is, however, strangely validating to find out that my college boyfriend is full of shit. Alright, we're almost done. I'm take my ring stick and my 14 gauge wire. I've made a loop at the end of my 14 gauge wire. So with your round nose pliers, so a small loop like so. I know. Oh, and I was this close because my friend Mary and her husband are on a cruise. They're on their way back from Mexico actually at the moment, but they're on a cruise, and Royal Caribbean is like giving, oh, kiss the moose. Cool. So I actually did say something intelligible. That's interesting. And I was this close to getting on the cruise with them because Royal Caribbean is like giving away cruises, but I decided I could not be away from you all for that long. Anyway, so there we go. That's our loop. Now we're going to take our ring stick, dowel, marker, whatever you happen to have, big round thingy, and you're just going to hold it so that it's right next to that loop. So, and just bend it over to make a big, giant hook. Yep, that's what you're doing. Perfect. And then, what I like to do with my hooks is I like to kind of kick them out at the end so that, beep. So I like to kick it out at the end like so. So that means I'm just going to grab my chain nose pliers, grab at the bottom of my hook and just kick it out like so. And then my hook is longer than it needs to be, so I can trim that off at whatever length I feel is appropriate. I like it about 1/4 of an inch below my little kick out that I've made, like that. Perfect. So just trim it off and you're good. And then the last thing we need to do is open our loop, take our sun catcher, drop it on there, and close it up. I mean, mooses do definitely win arguments because they're large. So apparently with that phrase, people will be kissing any available moose. It doesn't necessarily have to belong to me. All of the mooses will be kissed. If only I had that much power. Hey, guess what? Any moose who consents. How does, hey, that looks awesome. I love it. I mean, I guess moose consent is like, I will not trample you.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious when they don't consent.
Fair. So on the, okay, so first of all, thank you for joining us for the Crystal Suncatcher. We made a whole project and we talked about mooses, consent, Spanish, beer, tequila, and other fun things on the Beading Dreams stream. Also, can I borrow? So Molly was playing along, and so she also made a sun catcher, which looks amazing. Look at that. So we do have evidence that one can actually follow along with the Beading Dreams stream and make a project. So I do have a fun moose story that is not mine. It's from a former employee. I will share that on the live sale stream. So I'm Allison from Beading Dreams in Dallas, Texas. We are an actual brick and mortar retail bead store. For anybody who's local in Dallas, of course, you can find us here on Lover's Lane. We're here Monday through Saturday from 1 p.m. until 6 p.m. If you're not local in Dallas, you can find us on this channel, twitch.tv/Beading Dream, with a variety of fun and exciting content. We stream live tutorials Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Time, plus Thursdays at noon. We do have a noon stream tomorrow. Did I load up the picture? I don't think I did. Nope, that's last week. So we're going to have a fun tutorial for you tomorrow at noon. It's going to be a pearl and leather lariat. So if you need some lunchtime crafting fun, join us tomorrow at noon. And then we also do, for those of you who need some retail therapy, we do live merchandise sales every Wednesday and Saturday at 7:30 p.m.-ish. Except for the fact that it's Wednesday and it's 7:24 p.m. Central Time. That means that we are going to take a break for about 30 minutes. That we'll be back on this channel, twitch.tv/Beading Dream, at about 8 p.m. with a live merchandise sale. We're going to finish our diamond trunk show and we're going to do some fun beads for y'all as well. So everybody who's going to come and hang out for the sale, go ahead and take a break. Pour yourself a drink, pour yourself some hydration, have a snack. Get your comfy pants on and we'll be back on this channel, twitch.tv/Beading Dream, in just half an hour to give you some retail therapy in the comfy of your comfort. I'm losing words, y'all. It's a thing, so just go with it. In the comfort of your living room, office, or wherever you happen to be watching the Beading Dream stream. If you're not going to join us for the sale, we go... I don't have time to find a moose, Corvus. I've got to, like, close the store, move my car, find merchandise, and be back on stream in 30 minutes. So the moose are just going to have to wait. But we will be back on this channel, twitch.tv/beadingdream, in just half an hour for our live sale. So everyone, get comfy, get cozy, get ready for some retail therapy, and we'll see you all back on this channel very soon.